She laughed, her voice sharp enough to cut through the hum of the garage, tossing her blonde hair as she mocked the man in grease-stained overalls. "Fix the engine and I'll marry you," Claire Wentworth sneered, her designer heels clicking on the concrete floor. The crowd of mechanics snickered, but Marcus Jones, the black mechanic at the center of her taunt, just wiped his hands on a rag and met her gaze with quiet steel. Claire, CEO of Wentworth Automotive, had built her empire on precision and control, her icy reputation preceding her. The custom-built engine for her company's flagship supercar had stumped her top engineers for weeks, threatening a multi-million-dollar deal. Desperate, she'd stormed into the small-town garage on a whim, hearing rumors of a genius mechanic who could fix anything. She didn't expect Marcus, calm, unassuming, with calloused hands and a past he didn't advertise. Marcus didn't flinch at her challenge. He'd heard worse. Growing up in a town that rarely let him forget his skin color, he learned to let his work speak louder than words. "Give me 2 days," he said, voice low but firm. Claire scoffed, rolling her eyes. "2 days? My MIT grads couldn't do it in 2 months." She leaned closer, her perfume sharp. "Fine, fix it and I'll keep my word, but you won't." The garage fell silent as Marcus nodded, already turning to the engine. For 48 hours he barely slept. His hands moved with a surgeon's precision, piecing together the machine's flaws like a puzzle only he could see. Memories of his late father, a mechanic who'd taught him everything, fueled him. Every late night spent under a hood, every whispered lesson about grit and grace. Claire's taunt echoed in his mind, not as a promise, but as a dare to prove her wrong. On the second night, the engine roared to life, a deep, perfect growl that silenced the garage. Claire, summoned by a nervous apprentice, arrived to find Marcus leaning against the car, his face unreadable. She froze, her confidence faltering as the engine's hum filled the air. "Impossible," she whispered, but the proof was undeniable. The crowd murmured, stunned. Claire's face flushed, not with anger, but something softer, unguarded. She'd built walls around her heart, hardened by years of clawing her way to the top in a man's world. Yet here was Marcus, a man who'd faced his own battles, who'd taken her cruel jest and turned it into triumph. "You did it," she said, voice catching. "I don't want your hand," Marcus said quietly, his eyes steady. "I want your respect." His words hit harder than any rebuke. Claire nodded, swallowing hard, and extended her hand, not as a CEO, but as someone who'd misjudged and lost. Marcus shook it, his grip firm, his dignity unshaken. In the weeks that followed, Claire returned to the garage not with ultimatums, but with questions, seeking Marcus's expertise. Their conversations grew longer, her guarded smiles warmer. Marcus, cautious but kind, began to see past her armor to the woman beneath. It wasn't a ring that bound them, but something deeper, a mutual respect forged in the heat of a challenge where a mocked mechanic and a humbled CEO found common ground.